Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Vinny's Take. Today, I'm going to talk about something that's going on Facebook, social media, Twitter, YouTube. It's those people who are coming out against sports. Why are we coming out against sports? People are coming out against sports because of the protests going on. Not just the protests, but how sports have reacted to the protests and to the movement. Now, I've said this in other videos. I'm currently watching a baseball game, and Red Sox just gave up another big hit to the Orioles. I've said this in other videos, and I'll say it again. You have the right to do what you want. I am not here to tell you what to do. However, just please allow me to put in my opinion. Okay. The Black Lives Matter movement, the sports response to it, the NBA allowing its athletes to put on social justice messages on their jerseys, baseball putting a BLM on the pitcher's mound for opening day. In Fenway Park, right in Boston, there is a mural across the street on Lansdowne Ave. This is Black Lives Matter. And also in the empty stands, there's another banner unfolded that says Black Lives Matter. I honestly don't care. Doesn't affect my viewing of the sport in one way at all. A little bit of the hypocrisy from the NFL, though, how several years ago there were 4 police officers murdered in Dallas, and the Cowboys organization wanted to honor them, and the NFL said no. But that was before the NFL changed its stance on social justice messaging on cleats. So some people want to use that as a direct correlation that they said no to this but are saying yes to messages on Black Lives Matter. There is a difference of about 4 years. And in those 4 years, the NFL did soften its stance on that. So, again, they're going to come out with decals on the helmets. I don't care. It doesn't affect the game. The players, you got to remember that the generation of players, I'm not in the generation that's playing the game right now. 41 years old, other than Tom Brady and Drew Brees and a handful of kickers maybe. Well, I don't even know if there's a handful anymore. Adam Vinatieri, if he plays. Matt Bryant, if he plays. There's nobody really in my generation playing professional sports anymore. We're past that. It's the younger generation coming. They have their own cause, their own message. And it's happening around them. It's unfolding. And yeah, a lot of it is they're listening to what they're seeing on television. And they're going with it. Whether we agree with it or not, it's not our say. Personally, I feel the owners are placating to the cause right now in all sports. They don't want negative press because we live in a cancel culture. What a cancel culture is, if you don't know, is where somebody says something that you don't agree with, and you can scream louder than them, so you can go onto social media and demand they be fired, they be terminated, they resign, their show gets taken off the air, whatever. And cancel culture is getting worse and worse and worse as we go along. There was a time where if a person said something publicly, they would get shunned, but their whole industry wouldn't suffer for it. And that's not the cause anymore. So basically, I'm saying if you want to boycott sports, go ahead. Personally, I don't feel boycotts work. I don't. Because in this day and age, if a boycott is announced, the other side of the argument is going to step up efforts. Let's take a look at the Goya thing. The president of Goya comes out and makes a speech with President Trump talking about the food they're donating to those in need. AOC and the like come out and say we must boycott Goya because they're supporting President Trump. Goya sales go through the roof. Through the roof. Because the political right comes out and starts buying Goya in bulk. Boycott denied. Several years back, Chick-fil-A, Hobby Lobby, 2 other industries that come out with a conservative message. The left says, let's boycott. The right, once again, bands together. Sales go through the roof. And it works the other way, too. Nike comes out, gives Colin Kaepernick a huge contract. They come out in support of Kaepernick. The right says, let's boycott Nike. We're not going to buy Nike apparel anymore. What happens? Nike suffers a little, but then their sales end up going back up because the left come out and buy their product. So boycotts do not work. So boycotting sports will not have the effect you think it will. First of all, right now, sports are going to suffer. Sports are going to suffer because there's no fans in the stands. I'm watching a baseball game right now where they have cardboard cutouts sitting in the bleachers and they're pumping crowd noise in. So sports are going to suffer from ticket sales, from on-site merchandising, from no food being served, so the fees and stuff charged to the vendors. Not getting into that. But they're still going to get their TV money. They're still going to get merchandising through their websites. The big leagues are still, like, I'm watching a baseball game on Nesson, and I live in New York State. How am I doing that? Because I have MLB.TV. Although the cost has gone down this year, which reminds me, I got to look into my rebate. They're still getting money from that. NFL will still get its DirecTV money. Plus, the major sports like the NFL, I'm not sure if baseball is, but like the NFL is a profit sharing company, which basically means that they take the money, like say earned in Dallas or New York or Los Angeles, and share it with the smaller markets in Buffalo and Green Bay and Pittsburgh, so that the NFL does not have the franchises going under and can maintain. So the NFL in general, the owners will be fine. So instead, if you want to affect change, the first thing we need is a dialogue. Because right now, there is a portion of the population that is screaming loudly on their issue. And the other portion is going on Facebook saying they're going to boycott and they're not going to watch the NFL or the NBA or NASCAR anymore. But yet the other side is on television. Their message is being broadcast worldwide. We need a dialogue. We need to understand each other. We need to understand where each other's coming from. We need to honestly sit down and look at the numbers and see, is this side right? Do the facts support it? Do the numbers support it? Is this side right? Are we somewhere in the middle? And what can we do to work together and fix it? Sports we're always supposed to be an escape from your mundane life, from everyday 9-to-5 jobs. You turn on a game at night while you're getting ready for bed. You watch highlights in the morning. Sports are being eaten up right now by the cancel culture and by political messaging. Hopefully, we can find some common ground and move past this. I personally am not giving up sports. There are certain things about sports I will not do this year. I am not spending extra money on any merchandising. I am not spending any money on tickets. Of course, I can't. I'm not buying the latest EA Madden video game. That's just the way it is. But that's my opinion. That's my take. And until next time, I'm Vinny Vincent. And it sounds like somebody's out cutting a tree in my backyard, so I got to go find out what's going on. So God bless America.